Hello everybody and welcome back to Benables Gaming KSP. I'm just showing you the rocket that we're going to use to test those radial decouplers I mentioned. We've stuck them on there in that stage, so before it decouples we will test their decoupling ability before the top bit decouples, and we'll get from space. And the other thing I've done is I've stuck Bob into the little inline cockpit here, because I'm pretty sure getting him up and getting him into orbit will gain him enough experience to level up one. So we'll have our engineer, our scientist and a pilot all the way up. I was going to bring the other pilot, but he's for space planes, he's not for rockets. So yeah, I just thought I'd let you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to launch this now, get it up there, I'm going to do it all off screen, and then we'll get back into the episode properly and have a look at some of the other missions. So yeah, I shall catch you all a bit once that's done. Just going to start recording this video here because look how close we managed to get back to Kerbal Space Center, completely by fluke. Let's not lie about it. It was an absolute fluke, but there we go. Let's just slow this down. We may even be able to pick up some more science experiments from here. The chutes are out. Let's just get this back down and see what we can see. Now this could be interesting. We could end up landing on the side of a hill and rolling off of it. That could cause problems. That could cause major problems. Let's just slow that down. They've opened up. We're coming down at 4 meters a second. That's quite nice. Now I'm going to let this ditch and roll and do what it needs to do rather than try and recover it straight away, just to see if there's not some science that we can be gaining from here. Let's have a quick log of temperature and see if it gets anything. No, nothing. Okay, not to worry. Let's just, let's see what happens. Where's our shadow? There it is. Alright, we're down. See if we get anything from the crew report. No, nothing. I don't think we're going to get absolutely. We're just not going to get anything here. So that's fine. We'll just recover this. So that's that mission completed. As you can see here, we got the 8 science and the 61,000 for testing the radial decoupler in orbit. So that was done all off screen, nice and quick, just to get it out of the way, so it doesn't interfere too much with our other videos. Okay. There we go, and we've got a little bit to go. 471,000, 2 XP for Bob, like I mentioned before. He is advanced to level 1, so we now have our scientist at level 1. So let's just recover those 2 parts there. No need for repairs, and nothing smashed down. That's good. That's good. 422. We're getting ever closer to where we need to be. 282,000. No, so we don't need that. We need that, and we desperately need mission control. But for now, we're going. Not yet. Not yet. We're going to do small missions first. Okie doke. So ferry VOP safe to the destination. Suborbital flight of Kerbin. So that's an easy 12 gram. We know how to do that. Orbit around Kerbin. Suborbital space flight for that one. So that's just another orbit. Temperature scans, the surface on the surface. We don't have ladders yet, so we won't do that. Terrier liquid fuel in flight. I don't like the in-flight ones yet. Science data from space around Kerbin, so that's up with the orbit. So do we try and take 2 up into orbit? Yeah, we'll see. No. Skipper fuel ended, landed at Kerbin. A quick 20 grand. We'll grab that. Let's do that now. Flight, don't like the flight ones. Oh, and pink screen of death at just the wrong time. What's it, orbiting Kerbin? Let's look for orbiting. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Yeah, it's a nice watch. So we'll go back up into orbit. So a lot of the stuff we're doing at the moment, all the different companies just requesting that we head up into orbit and have a look at what's there. I'm going to pause this video quickly to get rid of pink screen of death. I shall be back in a secondo. And back from pink screen of death. Gear orbiting Kerbin. Well, we can do that. We can take that up to orbit. Do we take 1, 2, 3? Should we try and take 3 up into orbit? Because that would be something different. Oh my word! What is this? Very tall and safe to the destination. About suborbital orbit. Suborbital flyby. Minimus flyby the moon. Okay, we're not quite ready for that yet. Suborbital trajectory. So we literally need to be. So suborbital. So we could be up in the air and then just fire that, but it's a heavy thing to take. And that's just again, that's nice. That's just up to orbit, or just up to 83,000 and fire it, and that's up to 83,000 and fire it. Now that's 70 to 74 and test, and that's perform the test, activate the part through the staging, to perform the test, activate the part through the staging. So we literally take that up when we get to 70,000, just fire it. And then there's this one where we just separate it at 80,000. So basically between 70 and 74,000 we'd need to activate that, fire that for the test, and then between 80 and 83 we'd need to activate the TR2C. So let's go and see what the TR2C is quickly. Let's go and have a look at that, because we may be able to use these missions to our advantage, obviously, and get these parts used. So TR18 Rocco Max Brand, a couple of, so that would give us a new part to do, which means it might be a huge part. Yeah, it could be too big to do, but it is a mission that will gain us a lot of funds. And funds are what we need, and obviously we need the funds for the next tier parts, and we do need them. Let's make no bones about it. We really need to fill up that tier, so we need to be able to get to it, but we need the science for it too, and we really need the science, and they're not offering out a lot in the way of science at the moment. They're really not. I mean, that's an awesome mission. Orbiting, we can do that. Suborbital and suborbital. So do we create a rocket that will try and take up... See, I'm worried that this 2RC is a big part, and it will cause all kinds of aerodynamic problems, and that is a massive booster to try and take up. Just to launch it and get it up into orbit would be a pain, and it isn't... Suborbital. Well, the orbit we know we can do. I'm gonna get rid of that. In flight, no. Landing gear, fuel engine, in flight, no. Nope. Okay, I'll pause it here. I will go through the different things and I'll see if I can get someone that we like. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so welcome back. I had a play in mission control and I couldn't really get anywhere. It was quite annoying. It wasn't really bringing up the missions that I wanted to try just yet. It's not because I don't want to show you the other missions, it's because I'm not 100% confident in my ability to fulfill them. With the new aerodynamics, my skills are being tested quite a lot, and the things that I'm doing now are things that realistically, if we were playing on the old Kerbal, I would, on the old version, would have been to the moon and back by now, and would have been to Minmus and back by now. But because we're having to do these gravity turns and it's using more fuel in different ways, we're not getting as far ahead as I would have liked. With that in mind, what we're going to do now is we're going to take this temperature scale mine, because it's going to give us a little bit of science and it's going to take us out to the other places, and we'll get back in the space plane and do those. And we did also accept a skipper mission back on the pad, so we're going to do that one quickly. We'll test that skipper engine. Oh, and the charming pink screen of death is back. I shall return momentarily, folks. So back we are. Let's just pop a pod down. Thank you. Pop a fuel tank down. Thank you. Let's actually connect it. And let's go into engines and pick up this skipper engine. As you can see, this engine is massive and creates a huge amount of thrust, but it'll eat through fuel like you wouldn't believe. Did that actually just cost us anything? Yes, it has. So it's going to cost us to blow this up. Probably not as much as we're going to make, so we can limit the thrust it's got. Let's get that liquid fuel right down to almost nothing. The oxidizer the same. Yeah, okay. let's just stick this on the launch pad and see what happens, and see if we can't complete this. Just going to use the very, very smallest amount of thrust I can just to fire it through the staging process and hopefully complete this mission. So here we are, tiniest bit of thrust. Oh dear God, let's revert that flight. Did you see how quickly that went up? I think I managed to put it on full thrust there by accident, so that was my bad. That shot off like you wouldn't believe. Look, the dust is still there from where it went. So let's get that right down, really small amount of thrust. Let's fire it and kill it, and we're done. Recover the vessel. That mission's been completed. We got all of our pennies back for the part, all the parts. There won't be any experience or anything, but we'll look at that. 473,000 funds from that one mission. That was the skipper engine that gave us 15,000, and the previous mission completion, the Decapolo Kerbal, gave us 61,000. 473. So technically, yes, now we have enough for the temperature scans. That's another temperature scans. Oh, did I accept the mission already? Let's check. Yes, I did. Okie doke. So let's get back into the space plane hangar. This could even be 3 separate flights to get out there and get it done. What I'll do is we'll just get the Alpha Wing out. We'll get Richter in it because he's a legend at flying. Alpha Wing Mark 4, I think, is where we were at. Well, let's do the Mark 3 because it's cheaper. The Mark 2 is even cheaper. Let's load the Mark 2 and see what that suggests. So it's just got the little parachutes at the back, just guide us down, and we'll move those to where we know our centre of mass was, which was there. Yeah, look at that, perfect. And we'll make sure that Richter's in it, because I guarantee you Bill's jumped in the seat again. So there we go, Richter here. We may take Richter up into space just to get him his first gold star. I don't like seeing any of my crew without them. It's not cool. So yeah, we'll get out onto the launch pad, we'll get this launched. We'll have a look, see where they are, we'll show you, and then I'll time warp over to each different one and see. I mean, if they're not on mountains, we may well even try and do it. We may well even try and walk to them. Again, that's something I would do off screen, of course. SAS, parachutes are not the first things we want to fire. Have I just fired the parachutes? I hope not. I really hope not. Yeah, I did. What a twat. What an absolute bellend. Sorry folks, another stupid mistake from Ben. I suppose you're getting used to them by now. Max thrust, let's fire this up, let's go. Hopefully I've corrected the controls properly. It looks like I might have done. Oh, I think the sun's going down. I think we're about to launch this flight in the dark. Not what we want to be doing at all. Well, we've got a textbook takeoff. May just revert this flight and get back to daytime. Let's not even pretend we're not going to. Let's just do that. Revert flight to launch. Time warp through. Fix the staging again quickly. And back we go. Oh, riddled with errors, folks. Riddled with errors. As you can see, nighttime is fast approaching. Don't want to be flying in the dark. SAS on, full throttle, and let's go. Let's see if we can't find the first of these areas we're supposed to be exploring. You watch, I'll have done this and I'll have selected ones on the other side of the map, and it will cause us all kinds of problems. We shall see. We're back in the space plane, back in the Alpha Wing. Really, really, really pleased with this craft. Really pleased. It's a space plane. I never thought I'd get to a stage where I'd be building planes that work this quickly. I really didn't expect to be seeing this quickly. I'm very pleased that we are. Just another example of my awesome skills. That does not look pretty. I don't know what's going on because most of my settings are pretty high. Let's just head into the map view. Yep, they're all very, very close to each other, as you can see. So let's just activate navigation to the first one, get back to the screen to make sure we're not crashing, and it's literally, well, it's just this way. We head this way, and get down. I didn't actually see if it was in mountains or anything like that. Not sure. So I'll pause the video here and we shall pick up when we get a little... Oh, we've got debris on the ground here. What's this? Trees. We have some trees. Just a few trees dotted around. That's the first time I've ever seen trees in KSP. I wonder if you can chop them down or something interesting. We're all going a bit fast, so let's slow that down. We're heading down a bit as well, so we'll change our attitude there. Yeah, we're travelling a bit quick there, folks. You can see the aerodynamics just blasting off of our control surfaces. We get a little bit creative from the goo canisters here as well. Okay. Obviously, we'll try and do a few experiments as we go. But yeah, rambling on. Let's just pause the video here, and we'll come back when we get to our first site. I shall catch you all in a second. So here we are. We're entering the first sector, and we're leaving the first sector rapidly. So we're going to need to sail around and drive our craft a little bit further back. Just to pick up the first area, and then we're going to have to recover and come out because we still don't have any form of landing ladders. We don't have any ladders, so we can't climb in and out of our vessels, which is quite disappointing. Let's not beat around the bush. Although we may see how far we may be able to stomp it. May take a while, but we might be able to stomp it. So let's have a quick look, see where we go. Please tell me I haven't just crashed it. No, we haven't just crashed it. That's good. I thought we had. We haven't. Happy days. We will get down on the deck. Brakes are on. We're down on the deck. The parachutes are gone. Let's get those brakes off. Brakes off. And speed up a little bit. Just a small bit. Tiniest touch of thrust. Just to try and find our area, the area we're supposed to be in. It'll turn around quite fast. Where's the little nav ball? There it is. It's coming up. So our area is not too far from here. We'll jump down. We'll collect the first experiment. Well, no, it's a temperature scan. It's a temperature scan. Don't get too carried away, Ben. It's a temperature scan. Remember? We're doing temperature scans of Kerbin near the sector, so we don't have... Yeah, okay, we may be able to get to the second one in one go. So let's get on this. Well, we've only got 2 of our temperature scans, so we'll keep that data. Do we try crazy ass landing somewhere? Not with the brakes we've got, no we don't. So from here, facing this way, let's head to the map and see what it says we're doing. I can't tell which direction we're going in. It's north, isn't it? We're heading north. Well, let's head north and see what happens. Right, let's kill that first. I can't see. We're going somewhere. We're trying it. A little bit of a drive. We don't want to be going too fast because if we hit those lips, they are going to cause us problems. Let's not pretend they're not. They are. And brakes do work. The brakes do work. I didn't think they were being very effective, but they were definitely doing something. Let's set that as our next waypoint. Activate navigation. So we're a little way off. Let's head towards this. I should have just done that in the first place. Oh, I don't know which way I'm going. You muppet. There we go, kill that off. 30, I feel safe around the 30 mark. We are going uphill. We are about to come across to a different camber, so how that's going to affect us I'm not sure. We shall find out soon enough. We're definitely heading in the right direction. Wish that we're entering the sector. There we go. So let's put those brakes on. And let's log that temperature. And that's the 2 done. So we'll recover this. That's a lie. We're going to fly it back and get all of our sexy monies back. That's what we're going to do. We're going to be able to land it. We'll fly it back and then we'll come back to collect the last bit of data in a second. Again, obviously, you know me, I'll do all the boring flying stuff off screen. So I'm going to head back towards KSC now, which is just this way. Yeah, we're in the right sector, but we don't have the... Can we... If we reset that experiment, do we lose... Can we take it out and get back again? Oh, it's too late now, I've done it now. No, cancel, so it'll overwrite the other one. Let's not do that. Let's head back towards KSC. Let's get back to where we want to be going, which is this way. Let's head back this way. I'll pause the video here, get us back to where we want to be, and then we'll come out for the last one and get that done. Didn't need to land. That's annoying. If we'd been quick enough, we could have just done it. But it was fun, little drive around. So yeah, we're back in a second. Let's just get with this and we'll be back. So here we are on our approach to KSC. Dropping our speed off quite nicely. Still got a fair whack of altitude, but we should be able to land this without too much difficulty. We'll land this, we'll recover it, we'll get the data, we'll go back out, we'll get the last one, and then away we go. Now yes, I should have put 3 bloody thermometers on. You're absolutely right, I should have done, but I didn't. So yeah, it's what it is. Benno Rules Gaming strikes again. I do disappoint myself sometimes with how silly I can be. The silly mistakes I can make. Like this. I mean, this is just the dodgiest approach I think I've ever done. But, we'll see, we're still quite a way off. We've got a tiny bit of thrust going on just to maintain that speed. We're going to kill it off completely now. And we're going to come in and try and perform a lovely, safe, straight landing. Nice and steadily onto the runway. All textbook type stuff. A bit fast, but we're on. Brakes on. Brakes on. Little adjustment just to keep us straight. So we come soaring past now. Slowly but surely coming down speed. Quite a way up the runway, but hey, not worried. That's definitely got to be textbook. That's what we want to see. Straight back down to the runway. Like I said, launch pad, didn't I? I meant runway. I did. Honest, I know what I'm talking about. Shut up! Go away. Yeah, so there we go. That's that done. Just wait for it to stop by putting 100% thrust on Ben. That wasn't clever, was it? Yeah, wait for that to stop. Recover that vessel, and then we'll launch it one last time and go and collect that last bit of science temperature logs that we needed. We've got ourselves up to 490 because we've completed little parts of it. No XP gain there for Rickson, but that's not a problem. We'll jump back in the Alpha Wing. Quite a good little plane this. It served us quite well. I'm quite pleased with it. Let's just launch that straight away. Let's make sure the right person's in it. Yeah, he is. Let's launch that straight away and get back out. And I will bring you back when we're at the correct place and see if we can do the temperature scan on a flyby. I shall be back shortly, folks. So I'm going to bring you in here just to show you the rather interesting way in which I ended up finishing this. I managed to get myself a little bit lost. There we go, we've got mission completed. Came over the crest of a hill, spun round, knocked one wing off, spun round, knocked another wheel off, and then landed, knocked another wing off, and then landed back on my wheels and managed to use the yaw control from this alone to steady the vehicle. I don't know how it works, but it did. I know we're not going to be able to fly this, which is a real shame, and I'm not driving it back to KSP, so we're going to have to recover it here. But we have completed that mission. That mission is done. The temperature scans. You did have to be on the surface to do them. You couldn't do them while flying over the air. But yeah, you know, it's done. 549,000. Looks like we're very, very close to where we want to be. Very, very close to where we want to be. So let's just dive back into mission control quickly. Let's have another little look. Are we going to do this orbiting thing? Small landing gear, orbit, AVAP, AVIP, orbit and suborbital, suborbital, so orbit and suborbital, more temperature scans and flight above. No, we're not going to do any of those because they're just horrible. Go away. Visual surveys of Kerbal on the surface, on the surface, on the surface. Again, I'm not doing this without the ability to get in and out of our craft. So, launch stability enhancer at the site. Well, there's a quick £5 Shall we try that? Yeah, let's just do that at the launch site. Let's go and do that quickly. It's an extra science as well. Into the VAB. Is it going to allow us just to put down the stability? It's not, is it? We're going to have to use something to do it with. So let's get a pod. Let's get a fuselage on it. Let's get the stability enhancer there. And let's bring that all the way down to the ground. Not quite that far down. About there. And let's just launch that quickly and complete that mission. So, obviously what I'm doing now is I'm going through mission control. I'm trying to get as many missions as I can. Trying to get the funds up. Trying to get the science up. This isn't going to end well. We got away with that. There we go. That's that tested. That's that completed. Let's recover that vehicle and back we go. I'm going to do some missions off screen. Just to, as I say, let's just to get the funds up. Essentially what we want to have is not that one. We want to have 451, 551, 600 and 601 just to do those. We want to have about 700,000 credits just to upgrade that, and then whatever science we have as a result of that we'll take as we go up there. So I'm gonna just go back and just keep doing missions like this. I mean, Solid Thumper at the launch site, an easy £5. We'll take that. Let's just do that. Alternatively, do you know what? No, War Channel, War videos. This is what we're gonna do. We are literally just gonna do this. We're just gonna keep testing these little parts that it wants us to test. Engines. That's the Thumper. That's the one it wants us to test. Okay, we'll do that. Let's take the solid fuel down to 60. The thrust limiter down to as little as we can get it. 6 or nothing, basically. That just said 5.5. Let's launch it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to give him, just skip through the video, okay? If you don't want to watch it, absolutely fine. I'm just going to keep on doing this. Fire that. Mission complete. Till it runs out of fuel. Let's hope it doesn't actually manage to take off. It might manage to lift itself up when it gets that empty. But there's nothing in there, although we're not seeing a great deal of exhaust come out, so hopefully there just literally isn't enough thrust behind that to get anywhere. Fuel's running down slowly. There's a problem with solid rocket boosters, but again, you know, that's that test completed. And you know, this is like a real space program. We are testing parts for people, different companies building parts, releasing parts to us saying, can you test this, see what they are. You know, no, we're not creating much in the way of science, very little science at all, but we are completing research and we're getting paid to do so, which is lovely. There you go, 562,000. What did we get from that? Parts, crew, we got that for, oh, it will tell us up here, won't it? I wasn't looking at that, silly me. There we are, Thumper, we got £5 for it. There we go, let's just get rid of those. Back into mission control and see what we've got going on here. Destination, suborbital trajectory. Right, we've got a couple of orbital things to do. So, pink screen of death, I'm going to pause it quickly and we're going to try the orbit again. Let's try and get some parts up into orbit and see where we get. Alright, shall catch you in a second. I'll be back right now. Come back. We've got a suborbital and a suborbital, so we'll take those quickly. We're going to take a passenger and we're going to take a spark between 80 and 94. Yeah, that's fine. So it's all suborbital. That's absolutely fine. Let's get out. Let's build something that's going to take these parts up so that we can test them. Didn't actually look at the parameters behind them. That probably wasn't too sensible. There's the spark liquid fuel engine. Oh, bless it, that's pathetic. Okay. Contracts, let's have a look. So, she wants to go suborbital, that's fine. And test the thingy at 80 to 94,000. Yeah, okay, we can do that. So what we'll do is we'll build our pod as usual. Normal pod will get a little thing on there for our... I'm going to come back down to, let's get our heat shield on the bottom of that. And let's strap our parachutes to the side of it. Again, not really an opportunity to do any science here, because it's stuff we've already done and we won't see any benefit from. Let's pop that on top as well. On top then. On top, let's get 3 of these just to be on the safe side. There we go. 3 of those, relatively symmetrical. Should be acting in the same way. Heat shield on, that's fine, that's all staged correctly, that's good. So let's get our structural component underneath that. Well, do we want to bring that little engine back down now? No, let's not mess around with it. So that's there. On here we'll have a teeny little fuel tank for our almost entirely pointless engine. Come on, it is pointless, look at it, it's pathetic. Let's pop the engine on there. Little spark engine, I mean, I just don't get it. But it's fine. Well, we don't need to be going at any particular speed, so we'll just get up the suborbital between 80 and 94,000. We just need to fire it. So, yeah, fine, not a problem. That's there. We'll get the next couple on. And we shall... Is that going to be enough to get us straight up into 80,000 meters? It's a hell of a go to it. 600 solid fuel. Anyone might find out. Let's launch it quickly. Hang on a second. Yeah, I know your fucking game, sunshine. Off you fuck, sir. Off you fuck. Valentina back in there. I wish there was a way to prioritise these crew. I really do. But there we go. Not a problem. Is that going to be enough to get us over? I don't think it is, you know. I actually genuinely don't think that's going to be enough to get us up there. So, oh, sod it, let's just try it. It'll be fun. Probably flip out and go all over the place and kill our tourists, but we can revert flight. Once I have tested the large rocket parts in orbit, I know I keep saying this, once I have tested the large rocket parts in orbit, we shall entirely cease reverting flight. Once I've got them going and got them up right, I'll have an abort sequence on every single vessel that I use. So we'll know where we're going. That is just never going to be enough. It's just not going to get us up there. It's not even going to get us close. We're already halfway through the fuel. We've got a great rate of knots going on, and we have awesome speed. That tourist is loving it. She's fucking bonkers. What a crack. Excellent. Revert flight. Back to vehicle assembly. That's not going to work, and we know it's not going to work. And that's fine. It's not a problem that it's not going to work. We're still going to use it. Oi, get off. Back to our fuel tanks. Let's pop 4 of these. Should be enough with the engine the way it burns. Let's reattach it, please. Thank you. That there. What engine do we have? It didn't let us keep that awesome engine, did it? No. Okay, not to worry, not a problem. Put that on there. And let's chuck. I mean, I could actually be spending more money on putting this rocket together than it's actually going to earn us, which would be a bit disappointing. How much is this rocket going to cost altogether? 12,000 odd. Yep, that'll do. 12,000 odd. But we are going to complete a couple of missions doing it. And it'll be a bit less than that because obviously these parts are coming back down with us. Let's launch this mammoth jammer and see what occurs. 2 engines, too much thrust, possibly blow up. Meh, we'll see. We'll see, I could be getting entirely too carried away. We're going to get this mission done quickly and then we'll have to end the episode because I think this one's getting a bit long. Just full throttle all the way, let's not muck around. Let's fix the staging now. Yeah, that could have been a disaster. Before we do anything, let's just kick these rockets off and we launch. And away we go. We haven't put anything aerodynamical on them at all. Aerodynamical! Making up words again, YouTube, just for you. Launching straight up into the air. That goddamn tourist is off there, chuffing tits. What a nutcase. I quite like her. She's making me laugh. So we're at full throttle, we're at 400 kilometers. You can see the aerodynamic effects, we are absolutely screaming. Let's get rid of those. We're losing a lot of speed now, although we might pick it up quite quickly again. Are we going to drop below 390? No, we're not. So let's... oh crap. Did they fall? We'll see. We'll see when we get back down there and everything's ruined. So at 84,000 what was it, 80? Let's have a quick look up here. Between 80 and 94,000 we activate the next stage. So let's just make sure our apparatus is going to get us where we want it to. To get the lock to there, let's just control it so we can see how much fuel. So we've still got plenty of fuel left. So we'll stop it at 84 just to be on the safe side. We'll time warp all the way up to 84, and then we will test or activate the part through the staging, and complete both the experiments. Both the missions. That's one to get a Kerbal up suborbital, back again, and one to test a part. So we've got all of them we need. Yeah, suborbital trajectory. Come on, that should be green. Suborbital trajectory. I can't talk. Suborbital trajectory is there. So with that mission's completed, let's just wait for the altitude to come in. Where are we? We can go on the map menu for this because we want to activate it through that stage. Done. Mission completed. Did I just decouple that? Did I just do that? No, it's still on. So this tiny pointless little engine is just pootling along quite nicely. We'll kill that. We'll get rid of it. And we shall spin all the way around for fun. Let's get back up to here. Face downwards, because essentially that's where we're headed. Straight down. Yeah, a bit like that. Time warpy up. Everything should hold quite nicely. Come on, time warp. Just want to get this done. And these other bits come screaming past us at some point, are they? No, it's getting further away. That's fine. We've got more mass than everything else that's there. Here we go, flying all the way back down. La la la. Yes, yes, yes. We know. We're awesome. Look at us go. Oh, look at all that heat there. That's done and dusted with. We're slowing down quite nicely. 200 meters of terminal velocity. Let's slow those down. Let's get those chutes out. Get them to slow us down. Blah 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 blah. Opened up nicely. 4 meters a second. We'll land. Not too far from KSP. Should see about 74% or so of those. So that's done. Suborbital space flight and back again. As soon as we land, that should light up nice and green because we've safely managed to return her. Although she did throw us a little bit of money just for getting there. We got the complete 55 grand. Though she threw us 3,250 just for getting there, and then we'll recover that vessel, and that mission will then be complete too. Okie doke, yeah, so we can see the mission's complete, all done. You guys by now have got the idea of how this works. I am going to carry on doing these missions off screen. You know what they're about. You know, we've got the ones that say fly out here to do anything, Farrier VIP, get into orbit and test this part, get into orbit and test this part. Test escape launch landed at the moon. I mean, that's a crazy mission, crazy payment for doing it. So the idea is to go to the moon, take that, launch it, and then go away again. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I'm sort of thinking in my head right now. I'm doing that thing again. I'm sat here twisting my finger around the side of my head as if to say, oh, I'm thinking about it. You can't see that. Why am I doing it? Yeah, I'm already thinking about how we're going to do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a load of these missions. If I come across anything particularly fun, I will re-record, but we'll make this the end of that episode. Or where are we now? I've got confused. I've recorded so many videos today, I don't actually know where I am. I'm pretty sure this is the tail end of the other video. If it's not, forgive me! Look at Benno Rules Gaming being an absolute tit again. Yeah, so going to go ahead and do a load of missions off screen. We should get a nice bit of, I mean, not masses, but we're just going to keep doing it. I'm going to get up into orbit again, do the science data, test those parts that wanted to be tested in orbit. So that one there, that one there. I'll just take them up with me and test them while we're in orbit of Kerbin. They don't offer a great deal of science, but we just need to farm up those last little bits just to get us where we want to be. And in fact, before we go ahead and do this, we've got a little bit of science here that's definitely worth a spend. Let's go into research and development so you know what we're going to have for next time. And I am... see, it's just so difficult to call it. We want 108 science because I think we want heavy rocketry to get us up and out. Cellular propulsion systems makes no difference to me. We want fuel lines because we can pump fuel around, and it would give us an even bigger fuel tank, so less of a part count, more stability. Much bigger fuel tanks, absolutely masses and masses of fuel. That's 1440 fuel there, that's 720, and that's 360. So that one is almost twice that, but it's twice as big, and we'd need an engine to go with it. And we get the advanced construction. So there's an awful lot here to see aerodynamics. I'm not worried about aerodynamics for now. The bigger heat shield we would need. So yeah, we are talking some major parts needed just to get us out there. But this ladder could be the next one to see, because then we could use the craft to go out. But there's another science experiment there. I don't know what that does. Oh, I do. Yeah, it's the hitchhiker. That means you can put 4 Kerbals in it. It's a large part. I think it's 2.5 meters. Miniaturization. Not sure. And then obviously solar panels and stuff, which are quite key for getting to the moon and back using that poodle engine. Poodle, sorry, I shouldn't be saying poodle. I think it's the Terrier engine. Poodle engine is the bigger one. So yeah, perhaps we won't spend it now. Perhaps we will save it for the next episode. I'm going to have a think about what I want to spend it on. Just yeah, it's all quite. I might just do fuel systems, but then it's trying to get something that big up through the air for asparagus staging that I know I've mentioned in another video. So I could demonstrate that and would have the bigger fuel tank, so it'd be a lot stronger. Yeah, it's a tough call. Might just go ahead and just whack straight onto the big engines. And then to the big fuel tanks. Let's try and get 180 science. I'm going to try and get it up to 180 by doing all these experiments off screen, which means our funds should go out quite nicely. But all I'm doing is these missions. So I keep saying experiments. All I'm doing is these missions. That's all I'll be doing. You're not going to be missing out on anything. I'm just farming missions, just to make the videos a bit more pleasurable for you, really, rather than you having to sit there and watch it. Because it would just be pretty boring. It would just be me launching the same vessel up over and over again to do different experiments. So yeah, you've got the general idea by now of how to build a rocket, what a gravity turn is, what it takes to actually get up out into the orbit. In the next few videos that I do, we will start to look at actually getting out to the moon. I was a little bit premature the other day when I suggested that we'd be able to do it. Yeah, you've seen how I build rockets. They're just how I've always done it. It's always sort of the same sort of design. I try not to add too much to the outsides of them now because of the aerodynamics, whereas before I would have done. So things like the Gennard from the original videos and stuff, and the Javelin itself. The Javelin is a rocket I use an awful lot when I first started playing KSP. It was just the original stock rocket that I originally built, way before I even started watching videos on YouTube. That I used, and I was quite successful at times, so I was quite pleased with it. Anyway, once again I'm rambling. We're going to end this video here. I've been BRG. I really hope you've enjoyed watching. Stay tuned, there will be much more to come. We're really going to start getting to the grips with this game, and yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I shall see you all later.